Hello everyone. Before we get started with this video, I just want to wish you a happy Halloween month. If you enjoy my channel and you enjoy this video, please like and share. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if you don't, instead of getting a treat,
you're gonna get a trick.
It was in the middle of fall, around October. It was a very crisp, cool evening. It was around 7:15 p.m. and I ordered me some pizza, as it was a Friday and I wanted to sit back and watch some horror movies. As I was watching some horror movies, the pizza came about 30 minutes later. There was a knock at my door. I got up to get ready to accept the pizza. When I looked outside, I noticed I saw the pizza delivery guy. He had a box of pizza, but he didn't have anything else. It was odd because I ordered a drink with it. He knocked on the door. He had on a red cap, blocking out his facial features. He kept on knocking on the door, but something didn't seem right. He kept knocking and knocking, and I started to feel uneasy. I didn't know. Something was wrong with the pizza guy. Something was very off. And that's when I saw the notification on my phone. My order was canceled because the store had closed. If that was the case, then who was this man that was standing outside my porch holding the pizza box? And before I had time to react, the man lifted his head up, and what I saw frightened me. The eyes were not human at all. There was a knock on my door as I was typing up on my laptop, finishing up some last-minute work. I got up to go see who it was, and it was Amazon. I opened the door, and there was a man that was standing there with a package. He called out my name, and I signed it, and I accepted the package. As I was about to walk back into my house, I froze before entering in my house, because I realized I never ordered anything. I turned slowly back to the Amazon delivery driver, and he had one of the biggest smirks on his face, and he had a large knife in his right hand. If you see this Girl Scout, don't open up the door at all. I don't care how much she begs you, do not open the door. This girl is not really a human being at all. She's something else, and she's just disguised as a little girl to throw her victims off. She comes in after midnight at around 12:30. That's when she comes in and tries to offer you Girl Scout cookies. But the moment you grab them, she grabs your hands, and then she begins to change into a monstrous, demonic creature, ready to devour you. I almost died at the hands of this creature. I'm thankful that I'm alive, so I can tell you guys my experience with this creature disguised as a little girl. My name is Chris, and it happened about 8 months ago. It was around 12:27. I was up late working on some graphics and some stuff for work. Luckily I work remote, so I don't have to go into no office. I can work in the comfort of my home. I live in a 1-story house, and it's a really big house. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Lovely house. I was sitting in my office room working when I heard a knock at the door. I jolted as I was frightened by how this person was knocking on my door. It sounded like they wanted to knock the door down. And I looked at the time and I realized that it was 12:30. Who would be visiting me at 12:30? I slowly got up and I grabbed a weapon just in case, and I made my way slowly towards the door. I looked through the peephole, and then that's when I got confused. It was a little girl by herself, and she looked like she had on a Girl Scout uniform, and she had cookies. Curious and worrying about her safety, not seeing any adult around, I opened the door. When I opened the door, the girl smiled at me, and she asked me, "I just want to sell some cookies. Are you willing to buy?" I was downright confused. Why would a little girl this late go around selling Girl Scout cookies? Nothing about this made any sense. "Hey, little girl, where's your parents at? I mean, it's really late. You shouldn't be going around selling cookies at night. I mean, you should be in bed," I asked her, but she didn't respond. She just stood there with her smile and gleaming eyes and asked, "Would you like to buy Girl Scout cookies?" No, I'm good. Look, I'm gonna take you home, alright? Do you live far from here? I can help you get to your house. I got a car. I can take you back to your parents' place. Do you know the number or anything? But she didn't reply. Instead, she laughed and ran off. I tried to run after her, but I couldn't see her anywhere. It was almost like she just vanished after running off. I decided to call 911. I didn't feel comfortable with knowing that that girl was roaming around the neighborhood asking for chocolate from random doors, from people that she don't know. It made me on edge. But when I called in and told them about the little girl, they said that they didn't have any reports of a missing girl. After they told me that, I hung up. I thought maybe that the girl was just roaming around in the middle of the night and selling Girl Scout cookies. Maybe she was trying to win a competition. That was my only guess. But I just couldn't shake the feeling off that it was really late at night. It just seemed weird. I let it alone, and I decided to stop what I was doing on my laptop that was work related, and I decided to go off to bed. The next day, it was approaching midnight. It was around 11:59. I had to get caught up on my work. I was a little bit behind thanks to the girl that knocked on my door. As I was doing so, 30 minutes had passed, and it was nearing 12:30 a.m. at night. I planned on working until 2 o'clock in the morning, then I was gonna head off to bed. But as I was doing so, I heard a knock at my door. I don't know why, but dread started to fill my body. I made my way over to the front door, and I peeped outside. And once again, it was that same Girl Scout. She was trying to sell cookies again. She looked towards me as I peeled the blinds back, looked through the window, and then she asked me,
"Hello, Chris. Do you want to buy Girl Scout cookies?"
I froze. First of all, I didn't know how she knew my name. And second of all, I noticed that the girl was drooling. And she had this really uncomfortable smile for a kid. I don't know how to describe the smile, but it looked like a predator smiling that it finally caught its prey. Her smile just seemed so creepy for a child. I don't know what it was in me, but I didn't really want to open the door. This girl, something was different about her. I slowly got away from the window, and I told her through the door, "Hey, look, I don't know how you know my name, but I'm busy. You know, I really don't have any taste for Girl Scout cookies. Just go home to your parents, sweetheart. I'm pretty sure they're looking for you."
"Open the door, Chris. I know you want some of the Girl Scout cookies that I have. It's not that much. It's really cheap. Just open the door. Open the door. Open the door."
It felt like my heart was about to stop. The girl's voice changed. It didn't sound like a little girl anymore. It sounded like a demonic entity. I slowly peeled back the curtains, and that's when I saw something horrifying. The little girl had glowing red eyes. Her fingernails were more sharper like some creature, and then there was a tail behind her. And then I noticed there were two horns growing out of her head. She smiled menacingly as black drool dripped from her mouth. She looked it towards me, and then, in the moment of horror, her body changed. She started to grow more larger. She started to transform, her skin turning black, scaly black, as her fingers and limbs grew longer. She kept on growing till it was no longer a little girl. It was something more sinister and twisted and demonic. And then after the creature transformed, it turned towards the door, and it said something that made chills run its course all over my body.
Open sesame.
My front door slammed open, and then the creature crawled, not walked, crawled inside of my house. For a moment I was in shock. I couldn't move. My body could not respond or process what was happening. I didn't want to believe none of this was real. This couldn't be real. I thought it was a nightmare, that I was having some kind of sleep paralysis. But I could move, and I realized that this was 100% real. Some creature made its way into my house. The creature growled as it stood and looked at me. And then it ran fast, abnormally fast. As it was running, it was jumping on my walls, jumping on my couches and furnitures and everything in Calando. I quickly ran into my room and I locked the door, but that didn't stop the creature. Somehow it managed to push open the door, and it was crawling towards me. I tried to go into my closet, but the closet door shut behind me. I tried to open it to hide in there, but it was no use. Somehow the creature had the door locked. I looked at the creature as it was dripping that black drool. It came up to me slower and slower, and then it blew its hot breath on me. The breath was so foul that I wanted to retch. The creature got near me, and it pinned me down to the ground. As its black drool dripped on my face and inside of my mouth, I can taste his drool in my mouth, and I was gonna retch until the creature lifted me up and slammed me outside the window. I can feel sharp pain creeping its way into my body. I tried to get up, but I couldn't move. The creature then jumped out the window of my house and then made its way over towards me. Then it spread out some long wings. If I had to say how long the wings were, I'd say it was about 4 feet wide. Before the creature could take me, there was a police car that came into view, and I remember just blacking out. When I woke up, I was in the hospital, and I was in a lot of pain. As I was adjusting to being in the hospital, a doctor came in. He came in and he told me that I'm lucky to be alive and that I only fell out of a 1-story window. But he told me that I needed to take it easy and that I did fracture my leg. He also told me that there was a cop that happened to drive by and that saw me fell out the window, and he was able to get help for me, and that's how I ended up in the hospital. But I noticed no one mentioned what was the cause of me being thrown out the window. People assumed, including the officers, that I had a terrible accident and I had just happened to fell out the window. But that wasn't the truth. The truth was, it was that creature. That creature that disguises itself as a little girl selling Girl Scout cookies. And I believe that that creature wanted me dead. So here's my warning to you. Don't answer your doors after midnight. I don't care if it is a little girl selling cookies. Just know that that's not normal, and it's most likely something else disguised as a little girl to throw you off. Take my advice. Experience what I experienced, and the worst thing is, you may not come out alive. Don't take my warning light. Listen, don't open the doors for anyone after midnight.